It is 11:30 in the East, and as we look at Democracy Plaza, NBC News projecting that Donald Trump is the apparent winner in Florida. Donald Trump, the apparent winner in Florida. It's a state that he called a must-win, and he appears to be winning it. 29 electoral votes. Let's show you the vote count right now as it stands. 49% Trump, 48% Clinton. That's the current vote count. 96% of the vote in Florida. Big change there with that last round. 228 for Trump, 209 for Clinton, as more and more states are now filled in. Some big ones still outstanding there. We continue to watch. That will likely turn this race one way or the other. Let's go right now. By the way, this is the view at Clinton headquarters. Obviously, reacting to that news in Florida. Long faces at this viewing party here. This is Clinton headquarters in New York. Let's go to Andrea Mitchell. She is there. Andrea.
Well, you're showing the faces, the stunning information as it's been progressing here of Donald Trump winning Iowa and Florida. But pollsters missed it, correspondents missed it.
So once again, in the interest of transparency, worth noting that the AP, which is what we're using for our projections, has called Florida for Donald Trump, but many of the other television networks have not yet called Florida. Jason, you're shaking your head like that makes sense to you.
Yeah, it's because Trump's going to win Florida. I mean, and if you look at it, we were having a discussion earlier. There's just not enough extra places where Hillary Clinton can get a vote.
So why not call it?
Because I think that nobody wants to be wrong. And I've been saying this all along. For example, like there are local newspapers in Michigan that have called Michigan for Clinton, and no one else wants to get out front because you don't want to end up being the person who's wrong. I think a key thing that we've seen all throughout tonight is, as stressed as Democrats may be, as shocked, and let's be honest, even the Trump people are like, yeah, like they didn't know they were going to do this well. Like they're fronting if they really think they were going to do this well. At the end.
Breaking news, CBS News now estimates that Donald Trump will be the winner in Florida. This was key to the Trump campaign. He virtually could not win the presidency without Florida. He has now racked up Florida, North Carolina, and Ohio by our estimates among the battleground states. Nor there are several other states in the battleground states that we're looking at that haven't been called yet.
That's right. We should take a look now at the state of Pennsylvania, which now becomes crucial for Hillary Clinton to keep in the Democratic column.
That's 20 electoral votes in Pennsylvania, 29 in Florida, so those are big numbers there.
Donald Trump is now 48 votes from having the presidency.
Let's look at that electoral college map. We'll show you that Hillary Clinton has 197 electoral college votes. Donald Trump now regaining the lead with 222.
To Emily. In the last few seconds, they have just called Florida for Donald Trump. It has been projected for the Republicans for Donald Trump on 49.1% share of the vote. Incredibly tight, but not as tight as it was last time round. Last time, you might remember, it was never called at all. 100% of the precincts in, they are confident that this goes in the red tally for Donald Trump, and that is why it matters. 29 electoral college votes. With that now on the map, he can do practically anything. Let's just have a look at it, and you'll see what I mean. He's coloured in Florida. His tally has shot up to 222. He's now short by 48. If I take you into my calculator mode and show you what that means, if he adds in Arizona, which was won by Romney last time round, if he takes Iowa, won by Romney last time round, if he takes Georgia, where he's ahead, if he takes Alaska, let's put that in, that one is in no doubt, he's only short by 12. What that means at this stage is that he can take Michigan or Pennsylvania or a combination of Wisconsin and New Hampshire, plus we can assume one or two, probably main two there, then he has done it. He hasn't done it yet, and all those races are still very heated and very on. And it's important to notice that at this point, the only states he's actually taken, the only ones that have changed hands, are Ohio and Florida. But we began the night by saying For Donald Trump to really find his path, he needs to take Florida and Ohio and Pennsylvania. He needs to take some combination or pretty much all three of those. He's taken two of them. Suddenly, it's all looking much more possible tonight.
It does indeed. Let's get some more pictures of the celebrations among Mr. Trump's supporters.
Donald Trump has won the state of Florida. Wow. Donald Trump has picked up the 29 electoral votes from Florida, and that is a stunner. By almost all the latest tracking polls in the Sunshine State, Hillary Clinton was ahead anywhere from 2. One survey had her ahead 5 points. In the end, she loses this state. There's going to be a lot of hand-wringing about what happened, but he picks up those 29 electoral votes.
Futures, people betting on what's going to happen, or people putting their making their stakes in terms of what's going to happen at market opening, down nearly 700 points tonight, with Donald Trump having such a better night than a lot of people thought he would.
The Dow futures were not on the minds of the people who have turned vast stretches of our country red this evening. We have a call, the state of Florida. What we are terming the apparent winner, Donald Trump. In the state of Florida, 29 electoral votes. The apparent winner terminology. Here is the electoral math. 216 Trump, 209 Clinton. The race for 270, here's how it plays out visually. 228, 209.
Again, the number that you're going for here is 270. That's the number of electoral votes that you need in order to win the presidency.
Steve.
This is, Trump and Clinton had both said they were going to win places like California and New York and New Jersey and so on. They never really moved out of the presumed Democrat column, but we also have a big call to make now.
Big call right now. Donald Trump will win the state of Florida. According to the Fox News decision desk, he will win the 29 electoral votes in Florida.
And we have a call to make. This is a big one. The state of Florida, which has held other presidential elections in the balance, we are projecting that Donald Trump will be the winner in the Sunshine State. You can see there are still, 10 million votes counted so far. The votes are still coming in. No, I think that's 99% reporting. I can't tell if that's the right number. But it's down to the wire, Harry. But in terms of they waited for all the votes to come in, but Donald Trump projected to win. Amy, this makes Hillary Clinton's path even.
Those are not a given.
To say the least.
All right, we have another major projection right now. Take a look at this. And CNN projects Donald Trump will carry the state of Florida.
Okay, big call now, one that we've been waiting for since the minute we signed on, and that is Florida. It is going into the Donald Trump column, and that shows you with 222 electoral college votes for Donald Trump, 198 for Hillary Clinton. The math continues not to work in her favor. Let's go back to Ashley, David, and Danielle on this one. It's awfully hard to come up with a scenario now where he doesn't win.
Those are three big X's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
North Carolina, gone. Yep. Florida, gone. Ohio, gone.
Looking like
they
Wisconsin.
needed.
Like Wisconsin, also gone.
And she had to keep her blue wall. She had to keep Pennsylvania, Michigan. Was Pennsylvania's looking good? Pennsylvania's looking good. Pennsylvania's looking good. Pennsylvania's looking good.
Some big news here, Megan. Huge news, actually. The AP now projecting that Donald Trump has won the state of Pennsylvania.
That is the race, frankly. There is no path forward for Hillary Clinton. If this, we've just seen that Pennsylvania has been called by AP. I think for me, this is one of the most stunning results of the night. We had seen her up comfortably 5 to 6 points. When we go through the data and we look at where he sort of held up, it was in some of those suburban counties, huge showing in the western part of the state. You can see the faces right now. We're looking at a live shot that looks like Clinton headquarters. That's actually Donald Trump headquarters. I see all the red hats there. That will be the moment they have been waiting for. I can't even imagine the cheers that would be, and the cheers that will be going on. And we should emphasize again, this is a moment that many there tonight certainly will not have expected. It's a development that will confound the pundits, the polling universe, and sort of that we didn't really see as much as we saw with Brexit. People thought they weren't going to be surprised again. It looks, in fact, we almost know that we are looking at very much the same night tonight.
Meghan Murphy, I've been watching you go over the data from Pennsylvania. Where were the deficits for the Hillary Clinton campaign? Philadelphia was an area that she was counting on, Philadelphia and the surrounding suburbs. What were the deficits?
You know, we're looking at it right now, and we're really paring into this map. I think what's really is surprising is that in some of those Philadelphia, what we call them exurbs, call them suburbs, he did much better there than expected. You can look at the map. It's nearly all red. We have Philadelphia, we have Pittsburgh, of course, going blue. But it also thinks, it really shouts to, and it's something that I think really Barack Obama will be reflecting on this evening, is one thing that does look true is that Hillary Clinton did not generate the kind of enthusiasm among the African-American community that was needed. She is pulling percentage points behind there. That will have made a critical, crucial difference as we look at tightness, not just around Philadelphia, around Pittsburgh, but as we look at tightness in Michigan, when we talk about Detroit. They really needed to come out with her. She needed that coalition. We've talked earlier tonight about how personal he made this race, how he put his own legacy on the line. She was not able tonight to stitch together the coalition that backed him in 2008 and 2012, whether that was the wrong message, whether that was the wrong focus, but it's all come home to roost tonight.
You can't underestimate the importance of this call, this projection by the Associated Press here, calling Pennsylvania for Donald Trump. 20 electoral votes now moving into Donald Trump's column. Steve Yassino, Bloomberg Politics, give us the latest.
And Meghan said it. There's just no path forward for Hillary Clinton. That's 20 electoral votes from Pennsylvania, gets Trump to 264. He's 6 away from 270. That's all he would need. And he's still got Arizona. 11 electoral votes in Arizona. He's ahead there by 4 points. It's been about a 4-point lead all night. That state's not all in yet. We'll be watching it closely. But this is a state that's probably going to go to Donald Trump. And he's still close in Wisconsin. He's still close in New Hampshire. Pennsylvania, this really just wiped away Clinton's chances of reaching the White House.
And this is like the worst scenario. This is like Obama opposite. And I said then, you know what? Polls, you can't really trust them. And I said that, people said, oh no, you can't say that. Yeah, you can. Because polls are determined by the questions that you ask, how you ask those questions, how they're worded, who you're talking to, where you're talking to them from. No one ever breaks down the demographics of who they're talking to or where they're talking to these people. But this is the man that they are backing. So we know that America's religious values and moral center is also nonsense, much like the polls were. So we know that America's religious values and moral center is also nonsense, much like the polls were. So we know that America's religious values and moral center is also nonsense, much like the polls were.